Good evening, everyone. This is Professor Madan Kumar from Aeronautical Engineering Department. Your engineering drawing, currently handling engineering drawing for computer science students. In today's class, we are going to see about Unit 4, Section of Solids. And previously, we gone through Unit 3, Projection of Solids. You know very well how the projection of solids is happening in all kind of solid objects, especially any kind of three-dimensional objects, right? But in today's class we are going to see our objective is different because we are going to introduce the section plane. So here we are going to introduce the section plane, that is cutting plane, how it is come, and then we are going to see in today's class, right? Topics to be covered in today's class. We are going to cover the topics listed out, that is sectional views, and then purpose of sectioning, and then types of sectional views, and then hatching. Next is section plane perpendicular to one plane and parallel to other plane, and then section plane inclined to HP, and then section plane inclined to VP, and then true shape of the section. Here we are going to avoid these two contents, and we are having separate class for section plane inclined to HP and section plane inclined to VP, right? And remaining topics will be discussed in this session itself. So let us see one by one. First of all, what is meant by sectional views? So it is an important aspect of design and documentation. It is nothing but important aspect of design and documentation. It is used to improve the clarity and reveal the interior feature of parts. So why we are going for sectional views basically is that we have to reveal the interior features of parts. It's an important point which is taken here, right? Reveal interior features of parts. And then sectional drawings are multi-view technical drawings that contain special view of parts or parts that reveal the interior features. It is also the second thing. This the second most definition. So it could be the important question for your 2 mark question type, right? So this is basically a sectional view. Why we need sectional view? In order to reveal the interior features of the complex parts. So we have an assembly of parts, and then we have an individual part. In that individual part we may have hollow parts. So for that hollow parts we usually draw hidden lines in our three-dimensional view of projection. So on three-dimensional view of projection we didn't detail the hidden parts. We don't know actually about that hidden parts. So that in order to view that hidden parts detailing, we need this sectional views, right? So this is nothing but the purpose of sectioning. So what is the purpose of sectioning? In order to view the internal structure of an object, where it is complicated, right? So I have been telling you that there will be several hidden lines in orthographic views, so that you need this sectional views. So for detailing the interior objects, right? And then the second primary reason is that creating a section view is the elimination of hidden lines. So this is the second important point. So it is used for elimination of hidden lines and better understand or visualizing the hidden interior parts, right? And then this is an example that's showing you. So here this is one type of mechanical component. So here it is comprising of a keyhole like structure. So in this keyhole like structure you are introducing an imaginary cutting plane where exactly the object is detailed. That is, in actual case, in this orthographic view you are drawing this diagram only through hidden lines. So the internal parts which is not viewed actual case, that is in orthographic view. So but in section view we can able to view the section line. So here the object which have been cut by cutting plane, the object which have cut by cutting plane is drawn using hatched lines, is drawn use hatched lines. So this is nothing but hatched lines, that is called hatching. So when cutting plane is cutting an object, so during that time you are just indicating by means of hatched lines, that is called commonly called hatching, right? So just you are indicating the hatched lines and you are showing that this is the cutting plane, we have cut the object, and then these are the interior views. So now you are obtaining the interior views. See, these are the interior parts. So this is the major application of section view, right? Next, the second example is that here it is also the same keyhole like arrangement in a mechanical component part, where this is taken or this is considered as a screw, a threaded screw component part, right? So we should know about which is the correct way of representation of sectional view diagram. So this is the correct way of sectional view diagram, the others are incorrect. So when you go for a normal multi-view, this is an incorrect one, and then with the same dotted lines, when you just shaded the lines, then it is incorrect. So all the lines should be continuous on detailing the interior parts. So it should be, line should be continuous. So lines should be continuous in viewing the interior parts. So this is the correct view of sectional diagram. And then types of sectional views. So basically there are 4 different types of sectional views. First one is full section view, second one half section view, third one is offset section, and the fourth one is broken out section. So here full section view, in the name itself we have full section view, that is a section plane go completely through the object. When section plane go completely through the object, then it is full section view. Half section view is halfway through the object. Offset section is sectional plane bent through the features that are not aligned. So offset is quite different from a full section view and half section view, but the section plane carried out is just turning, it's bent with 45 degree, 90 degree or 30 degree, it bends according to their various angles, right? So that is offset section. And then broken out section, so this is the section go through part of the object. So we have broken out section, that is if you want to detail a complicated part inside the mechanical assembly section, so you need some broken out section view. So let us see with the example one by one. So for a full section view, so we are carrying the sectional plane, so this is the cutting plane, and after this cutting plane you are moving the cutting plane object in line of sight direction, and then we are having the object which is having which have been partly removed. So this is the removed object, and now we are detailing the interior parts. So when you are detailing the interior parts, you are just visualizing. So this type of visualization is called as full section view, right? And then half section view. What is meant by half section view? So here you are carrying the section plane or cutting plane, both horizontal, both parallel to VP and perpendicular to VP. So parallel to vertical plane and perpendicular to vertical plane, both are carried in 90 degrees together. So your cutting plane is rotated with 90 degree equivalent. So 90 degree equivalent, and you are just introducing into the single section or half section, thus you are introducing into the half section. So that is called as half section view. So here this will be your imaginary cutting plane and this will be your removed object, right? And this is going to be your line of sight, right? Next, so your offset section view. So I have been told about offset section view, where all the cutting planes are moving with the different angles. So this is nothing but different angles. So we are 90-degree tilted and again 90-degree tilted. So like this we are having the offset section view. So what this offset section view is comprised of. So here in this, on your right hand side, you may have this offset section view. So starting from this and just going like this, right? So this is the main representation of offset section view, right? And then this could be your line of sight, and then this could be your offset section cutting plane, and then this are your removable part, right? Okay, next we are going to say about broken out section view. You know very well about broken out section view. So in this example, you may see that all the section line have been just taken as an broken out view. So here the cutting plane is not rotated with 90-degree or 0-degree, 90-degree to 270-degree cases. So here the section view, this broken out section view, this cutting plane is revolved in 360-degree. So that is 360-degree means initially you are having one angle, the second cutting plane is also having the other angle. So likewise this cutting plane should be revolved around 360-degree of rotation, and then we are viewing the broken out section view just for detailing the particular complicated part where is there any kind of dislocations or something, in order to view the dislocations of the particular part or object, so that you are going for broken out section view. And then we are going for hatching. So what is meant by hatching? Hatching is nothing but the diagonal lines on the section drawing. So in previous diagram we may all see the hatched lines, that is with the help of cutting plane, what are the parts have been cutted by the cutting plane or viewed through hatched lines. So I have been informed you previously, it is nothing but section drawing we are used to indicate the area that has been theoretically cut, that is called as hatching. So in this you are introducing the section lining, that section lining is called as cross hatching. So what is the specification of this hatching? So you should be use the scaling like this. So it should be maintained under 45-degree of angle, that is hatched lines should be 45-degree in angle with a spacing of 1.5 mm to 3 mm. So if you are detailing this particular part, right, so here it should be 45-degree, and then it should be having the space around 1.5 to 3 mm in space, right? So this is the thing you should keep on mind about hatching. So this hatching line is differentiated as cross hatching, and in this cross hatching we may have an inverse hatching also. Inverse hatching is that just in order to visualize the different objects, if you have two or more assembled object, if you are cutting one object, you have to indicate with one direction from left to right, that is left turning characteristics. So when you are cutting the other object in the same parallel assembled object, you have to introduce the right turning curve or right turning hatched lines, right? Next, these are the specification of cutting plane lines. So when you are going to draw any kind of cutting plane lines, it should be in this property. So this is your property 1 and this is the property number 2. So what should be the property of your cutting plane lines? So the property 1 indicates that it should have 20 to 40 mm of continuous line, the other is having 3 mm of dashed line with the spacing 1.5 mm. This is one form of cutting plane lines, and the other form of cutting plane lines is property 2. It is the standard cutting plane line format. So that is equal dashed lines. Equal dashed lines means dashed lines of 6 mm in length and with the spacing of 1.5 mm in length. Okay, so this is called as these are the specifications or properties of cutting plane lines, right? Next, this is nothing but an example I am showing you. So section plane parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP. So this is nothing but a cube of 80 mm side. So this cube is rotated with an angle of 30 degree, and it is cut through a section plane parallel to VP. It is cut through a section plane parallel to VP from its axis. So this is the axis. So from its axis the length is 20 mm. So from this axis it is 20 mm, and you are cutting the vertical plane. So normally you should understand section plane parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP. So it is nothing but, if you are considering this as an vertical plane and this as an horizontal plane. So this is your horizontal plane and this is your vertical plane. So now when you are talking about a section plane parallel to VP is that. So again we are having this section plane. So this is nothing but your section plane parallel to VP, and it is perpendicular to HP. So this is nothing but HP. So with respect to HP, this section plane is perpendicular, and here this particular section plane is parallel to VP. So this is the meaning which have been carried out here, right, for your understanding. So where exactly this particular section plane will be available? So only in the top view. So here we are having the top view, and this is your front view. So when you see section plane in the front view, okay, it won't be available, but only the cutting object view will be available through the section plane. And then in the top view we are going to introduce the cutting plane. So where exactly your cutting plane is visualized is there. So you have to remember or keep in mind. So section plane parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP means this particular section plane or cutting plane should be drawn in top view. Cutting plane should be drawn in top view. So when you are going for orthographic projection, you are just introducing this particular section plane in the top view, and after that you have to draw the cutting lines. So here in this example you may look upon that we have the inclined cube. So in this inclined cube, about 20 mm of radius or 20 mm of distance from the axis, we are introducing the HT. So that is nothing but your cutting plane, that is horizontal cutting plane. So in this horizontal cutting plane, after cutting this, we have the edges and corners, right? We have the cutting edges as 4 and 2, 3, right? So 4 here, 1 is missing here. So 4, 1, and then 3 and 2. So on this, what you are going to do, just you are introducing the same lines that have been cutted through the front view diagram. So this is your front view and this is your top view. You are just projecting all the cutting lines into the front view diagram, and you are introducing the 4 dash and 1 dash like this, and then 2 dash and 3 dash in this way, right? Like 1 dash, 4 dash and 2 dash and 3 dash, right? After introducing it, you have to draw the lines with hatching. So you have to draw the lines with hatching, right? It should be uniform, right? So this is some example I have been shown you. Next thing, the second problem relevant to section plane parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. So in this case, you may know, So your horizontal plane, not horizontal plane, sorry, vertical plane, horizontal plane. So here your triangle prism of base and axis lying on the HP. So it is lying on the HP on one of its rectangular faces with its axis inclined at 30 degree to VP. So it is axis inclined at 30 degree to VP. So your prism is looking like this, right? So your prism is looking like this, and then you are introducing the what? It is cut by a horizontal section plane at a distance of 12 mm above the ground. So now you are introducing the 12 mm above the ground. You are introducing the horizontal plane. So the same horizontal plane is there, right? So just for viewing I am showing. So this is nothing but your cutting plane, right? It is also a horizontal one, right? So you just imagine this, and then you are drawing the top view and then front view. So what should be the case? So in this case your cutting plane should be introduced only on the front view. So cutting plane should be introduced only on the front view. So let us see this case. So here your cutting plane VT is introduced on the front view, and then I have been mentioned you about angle of tilting 30 degree, and we are just initially drawing the equilateral triangle at the beginning, and you are just setting up the height of the triangle, and then you are drawing the rectangular box, so for your reference, and then you are just projecting the prism, and after drawing the prism you are just drawing the cutting plane. After drawing the cutting plane you are just drawing all the cutting projection lines which has to be felt on the top view, and after that you are introducing the cutting plane number. After cutting plane number you are doing the etching. It's one of the simple problem that we have discussed. Next is sectional plane parallel to HP. Now this sum, we are going to discuss this sum detailedly in by drawing. Let's see. A pentagonal pyramid, side of base 30 mm and axis 65 mm long, has its base horizontal and an edge of the base parallel to VP. A horizontal section plane cuts it at a distance of 25 mm above the base. Draw its front view and the sectional top view. So we are going to see this problem now, how to solve this problem. So first of all we have to draw the pentagonal pyramid, that is the orthogonal projection. So let me draw this pentagonal pyramid. So first of all you have to draw the XY reference plane. So this is your XY reference plane. We reduce the thickness of the XY reference plane, and then name this XY reference plane as X and Y. So it is as X and Y, and we also right, and just now introduce the pentagon. So just you are introducing the pentagon, and in the question they are given that one of the edge of the pentagon is parallel to VP. So one of the edge means I am considering this pentagon edge, one of the edge of the pentagon is parallel, so that I am giving this pentagon in inverted position. And then now we are going to draw the projection lines from all the corners of the pentagon. So in this way you are going to project all the projection lines from the pentagon. So this is your next step. So after drawing all the projection lines, what you have to do, you have to introduce the center for the pentagon. So now we are going to introduce the center for the pentagon. So I am just introducing center for the pentagon, and afterwards we have to draw the remaining parts. What are the remaining parts? The remaining edges, that is slant edges of the triangle surface, right? So totally there are 5 edges in the pentagonal pyramid. So 5 edges, these 5 edges makes an triangular structure. So triangular structure of the pentagon. So we have first you have to draw the pentagonal pyramid in inverted position, about 30 mm side, and then you have to draw all the projection lines from the corners, and after drawing projection lines you have to introduce the center. So basically you can plot the center by using a basic proportionality, that is perpendicular bisector theorem. So based on perpendicular bisector you are considering any two sides, and then you have to find the intersection point. That intersection point is going to be the center of the pentagonal pyramid, and then you have to introduce the front view. So this is your top view. We have completed the top view, and then you are going to introduce the front view now. So for this front view, the axis is 65 mm. You are just introducing the axis of 65 mm, right? And then you have to connect the remaining parts or remaining edges in this way. You have to connect all the remaining edges in this way, right? So all other front view remaining edges are plotted now. So in this we have to keep in mind, and then you have to draw the dotted lines. You have to draw the dotted lines for the edges which are all hidden. So these are the hidden edges, right? Now I have drawn the hidden edges, and then you have to name the corners. So it is A, B, C, D, E, right? And then the front view components, that is front view parts, is A dash, C dash, B dash, D dash, C dash, right? So this is E, right? So it is E dash, right? So after introducing this, you have to introduce O apex, and this is your apex O dash, right? After introducing this, all the nomenclatures, so it could be the orthogonal projection of this particular pentagonal pyramid. Now we are going to introduce the axis. Next, in the question they have given a horizontal section plane cuts it at a distance of 25 mm above the base. So 25 mm above the base means from xy plane you have to draw the section plane now, right? You are just introducing the section plane now. This section plane distance is about 25 mm. Okay, this particular section plane is about 25 mm from the axis, not from the axis, 25 mm from the base, right? So after introducing this, you have to introduce the nomenclatures. Since it is a horizontal section plane, we may indicate it as HP, and this is the section plane. After introducing this section plane, right, we are just drawing the indicated sections. So it is nothing but sectional lines which have been erased from the section plane. Okay, so section projection lines, these are nothing but sectional projection lines. We have to introduce all the sectional projection lines from all the edges. So we have hidden edges as well as visible edges. So we have visible edges O dash A dash. This particular O dash A dash visible sectional plane have been meet in OA edges of the top view. So in the OA edges of the top view, you are just introducing the sectional projection line. the other sectional projection line is from OE dash. So O dash E dash, and O dash E dash, this O dash E dash is meeting on OE, right? Similarly, this particular O dash and the E dash, we are going to draw the sectional line. Okay, so this O dash E dash is meeting out on OE line, and then we have OD. Similarly, we have OD, so O dash T dash is meeting out on OD, and I have left for O dash B dash, since O dash B dash is parallel, right? And then here is also intersecting. We don't know about the meeting point, where exactly the section plane cuts through the top view edge, right? So that we are moving for O dash T dash. So I have completed O dash T dash, and then sectional plane intersection OD. And similarly, I am going to introduce O dash C dash. So this O dash C dash cutting edge methods on OC cutting edge, right? Now I have completed this particular cutting edge line, and I have to complete the line now. So I am going to connect A and E, right? Similarly, E and B, and similarly B and C, right? And after that, I have to connect it for CB. So for this CB, I am just drawing the line parallel to CB. So in order to complete this, we are just making it as an parallel points. Now I am just making it as the parallel points, and similarly for AB, I am just making the parallel points. After drawing these parallel points, I have to indicate all the nomenclatures. So such as from OA, I am introducing as 1. So I have to introduce the nomenclatures. So this, from this particular one, it is 1, second, 2, 3, 4, 5. So totally how many cutting edges are there? 5 cutting edges are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 into 5. And similarly, this cutting edges is visualized on HP also. So it is named as 1 dash, and this as 5 dash, and this as 2 dash, right? And this as 3 dash, and this as 4 dash, right? So how many cutting edges are there? 5 cutting edges. For these 5 cutting edges, I am just mention the nomenclature for all these cutting lines and its specifications, right? Now we have to do hatching. So at last, what is our final step? We have to introduce hatching. So after this, I am going to draw the hatched line for this. Since here this is a paint, I am just introducing the colored indications for you. So these should be in dotted lines. This should be drawn in dotted lines. That is, when you have the cutting plane diagram, in actual case, what you have to do, you have to draw this cutting plane actually in this manner, right? You have to draw the cutting planes, and this particular point, that is, we have the hidden lines. All the hidden lines will be used in dashed line. So you have to mention in dashed line for all the hidden lines. Okay, we have to follow this familiarity, and then we have the sectional top view. So when you are going to introduce the hatching, if you are considering this as the sectional view diagram, right, you have to draw the hatched lines in this way. So 45 degree of inclination, and then distance should be maintained about 3 mm, right? So be careful while you are actually going to draw all these things. And then you may also introduce XY reference line with arrow marks, since it is going infinite in all drawing cases, because we may going to rotate or tilt these particular objects, so that we are extending this particular XY reference plane, right? So after this, we are going to finish this problem. So this is the final case. We are obtaining the front view and the sectional top view. That is the question they are asked. So draw its front view and sectional top view. So this is your front view and a sectional top view.